Right, there has been a significant development. Breaking news, which has emerged in the last hour. Our chief correspondent, Kaveh Solokol, has it.
Well, Jim Ratcliffe, who is in control of the sporting side of Manchester United at the moment, he's given an interview to the Times and Sunday Times Business podcast. And the quotes regarding Manchester United have just been released. And he's backing Reuben Amorim, and he says that he would like Amorim to stay in charge for 3 years. He says Reuben needs to demonstrate he is a great coach over 3 years. And then when he was asked if Amorim is going to get 3 years, he said, yes, that is where I would be, 3 years, because football is not overnight. It's 3 years. You also look at Arteta at Arsenal. He had a miserable time over the last couple of years. I think there he's talking about the fact that in Arteta's first season, they did win the FA Cup, but Arsenal finished 8th. In his second season, they finished 8th as well. Ratcliffe goes on to say we have to be patient. We have a long-term plan. It isn't just flicking a light switch. You can't run a club like Manchester United on knee-jerk reactions to some journalist who goes off on one every week. And then he was asked what would happen if the Glazers, who are the majority owners of Manchester United, said to him, you need to sack Reuben Amorim. Jim Ratcliffe said that is not going to happen. He also says that he believes that Manchester United, under his control, are going to become the most profitable club in the world. He defended the fact that he has made so many cuts at the club. We've seen around 400 people lose their jobs. There was the whole controversy about cancelling free lunches. He said costs were too high. There's some fantastic people at Manchester United, but also a level of mediocrity. It had become bloated. I got a lot of flack for the free lunches, but no one's ever given me a free lunch. He also talked about some of the reactions from United fans and also the media who cover the club. He said the press sometimes, I don't understand. They want overnight success. They think it's a light switch. You can't run a club like Manchester United based on the knee-jerk reactions of some journalist who goes off on one every week. And he defended the Glazers. He said they get a bad reputation, but they're really nice people and they're really passionate. And on Reuben Amorim, he also said Reuben is a good guy. He's not had the best of seasons. He needs to demonstrate he's a great coach over 3 years. And he was asked, is he going to get 3 years? And he said, yes, that is where I would be.
Right, I want to bring Mike Phelan in right there. Is he going to get 3 years? Yes, he is. What do you make of that?
Well, it's an interesting comment to make in the general course of football now. You know, to get 3 years, you're talking really winning things. You've got to win things to get the 3 years. We don't know behind the scenes what the conversations were when he came into the club, because he came in with this idea of a different way of playing. They've obviously gone with that and they want to give him the opportunity to show that that works. Right now, there's been a lot of games gone by with not really any consistency in not just selection but results. So I think it's an open-ended thing. In football, 3 years is a long time. 1 year is a long time in football. You know, and right now, he's not sitting in the best seat right now, but it is the best seat to be in because you're Manchester United manager and things can change.
OK, well, our reporter Dan Khan is at Old Trafford and joins us now. Dan, hearing these explosive quotes, does that chime with what you're hearing coming out of the club?
Yeah, good evening, Mike. I mean, it's very similar, actually, to what I understand is really what's happening inside and outside those walls at Carrington. I mean, I've been speaking to people all around the club. I mean, one source has told me that, you know, United, everyone at the club has never been so united behind a manager in recent years going through such a tough time. But the support for him is uniform around the club. Another source told me that in recent days, the likes of Jason Wilcox, the director of football, has canvassed opinion of the players as he normally would around the training ground, just having normal conversations, asking them what they think of the likes of Reuben Amorim. And again, the support has always been there for the manager. From the player side of things as well, I've spoke to a few people close to the squad, and although understandably there's probably a few frustrations from a few, the likes of Kobe Mainoo, Joshua Zirkzee, who aren't playing and would be slightly disappointed from their lack of game time so far this season, the feeling I'm getting from the players side is generally there is a really positive atmosphere at the training ground, and also support for their manager and his philosophy going forward.
Dan, we watch Amorim from afar and his news conferences. You're in the room. What do you make of the way that he deals with the media?
I mean, the word that comes to mind is honest, Mike, and I'll let others decide whether that's a good or bad thing, but we always appreciate it in the media, don't we? I mean, I look at some of the quotes he's had in the last 12 months. Carve talked about it there. You know, the quotes after the Grimsby defeat, you know, sometimes I want to quit managing Manchester United, but what he is so good at is articulating his points. Just a few days later, his news conference, just ahead of the next Premier League game, he was so effective in communicating his points. I think one thing about Reuben Amorim, Mike, I would say is he clearly understands the pressure that comes with managing Manchester United, but also playing for the club. He knows it's an incredibly tough and heavy jersey to wear at this present time, but he's also talked about how he and his family are extremely happy in Manchester, and he really wants to make this work. The question will be long term, can he make this team perform on a more consistent basis going forward? Well, Sir Jim Ratcliffe seems to say that he will give him those 3 years, but for Reuben Amorim, he needs to get this going right away here at Old Trafford.